Okay, so this is vlog day 11 for me. This is my special guest, Zach Lloyd.
What's up?
You also might know him as...
Zeek the Fit Freak.
And you will love his intensity if you haven't seen him talk yet or listened to some of his videos. But we're going to go ahead and hashtag this thing Truck Talk.
Truck Talk. Yes.
Because we were in Starbucks and we tried to record a conversation that we were having and thought we could share some value with some people. Didn't work out so well.
No. At one point, JJ was hanging from the ceiling. It got really weird.
They kicked us out kind of a little bit.
Never again will we get caffeine at Starbucks. I don't know where we're going to go now.
They gave me too many shots of espresso. We didn't know what we were going to do, and we said, let's just go chat in the truck and see what happens. So,
Truck Talk, baby.
Truck Talk it is.
Hashtag it up.
Hashtag Truck Talk. And both Zach and I have taken on some challenges for ourselves to make sure we're putting out content for people who want to learn how to maybe not necessarily learn how to do something. In some cases, yes, but maybe more so take action and understand that there are other people out there doing some good, positive things. And we just want to share that with people because we're passionate people and we get fired up easily, as you'll probably find in this conversation. But we've both been doing our own things and wanted to bring them together and just have a chat and see where this went, see what kind of value we could provide for anybody who wanted to pay attention. And certainly the conversations Zach and I have had with each other have been along the lines of taking action and just getting out and doing things. And as we initially had those conversations, both of us were still not necessarily taking action. In a little bit of ways we were, but not as
like,
massive.
Oh yeah, that sounds good. I'm gonna do that.
That's
and
good. We'll do that.
Next week we
together.
See each other
right.
and nothing happens. So we really like delving into like the psychology of that and looking each other deep in the eyes.
Is that what we did?
Maybe not. But we really like looking at it like, why are we not taking action?
Yes.
We know exactly what to do. We know exactly how to do it, but we're not doing it. Like, what is that?
We've got the information.
Yeah, and then we kind of go down into the fear syndrome and like we talk more about that. But
we both did end up starting to take some action, and it's been positive for us and for some of the people who have been paying attention to it. And that's what we want to touch on with this chat today, is just sharing a little bit of what we've been doing and why we do what we do. And Zach's also a personal trainer.
Yeah.
So he's working with people all the time and helping them to take the action, achieve the results that they want. And I really want to pick his brain on that and see what we can learn.
Pick away.
So Zach, first of all, because I don't know, I'm sure we have a lot of the same friends.
Yeah.
But I'm sure we also have a lot of people that might not have crossed paths. So will you just share with whoever's paying attention your background, who you are, and what you're doing?
Yeah, so I'm a personal trainer by trade. I like to call myself a lifestyle manager, though. It's not something really people know what that means, but that's why I kind of want to start calling myself that and moving that direction. I find that a lot of my clients, they may want to like lose weight, gain muscle, or what have you, but it's really about getting down to the deeper issues and understanding that everybody needs to be have a customized plan, because it all looks different. Like if you're a truck driver and you're trying to gain muscle, your lifestyle is a way different than a stay-at-home mom who's trying to lose weight, right? And it's not just about goals, but it's also about the lifestyle factors that are involved. And then there's a lot of things that go into that, that I like to delve into, a little behavioral change and making habits, and definitely like the complexities that go in that, but also tapering it back down a little bit and like helping people understand that you don't need to like go for the gold right away. It's really about those micro changes that really make the huge difference. And I'm kind of the coach through that process, obviously through exercise and nutrition also, which I thoroughly enjoy. So that's kind of where I'm at right now.
So Zach, when you have a client come to you, what's the first thing you tell them when they say, Zach, I want to get in shape?
Yeah, it kind of depends, but usually it's a lot of questions on why do you want to get in shape, which definitely goes into our video and how JJ's why is way different than my why, but they both lead us down really interesting paths, and I think that we both continue to ask ourselves that same question. And we may not know all the answers, right?
I definitely don't know all the answers.
Yeah, especially to like why we do certain things necessarily. Right. We just know there's something in us that we need to get out and kind of share. Yep. And I think that's, entrepreneurial at one end, but it's also not like just because we're like business savvy guys. I think it's just part of being, human and creative and like sharing our inner like just self with other people. Yes. And it's freeing. I feel amazing when I do it.
Yes.
And I think you have the same thing, right?
Yeah, we've just felt energized. I know we've talked about that. We both felt energized by putting in that effort to doing some of the things we've been doing. So as you're talking with people about making those changes and talking about behavioral shifts, are you really focusing on mindset with your clients? I mean, obviously someone comes to you and thinks, I'm going to totally change my body by coming to Zach, right?
Yeah.
But you almost take it at a different angle in terms of helping them to better understand their mindset and their why. But what does that mental shift look like to get someone to start to take action?
Yeah. The mental shift really comes to, I think being self-aware is huge. So if anything, that's the first couple weeks of what I'm doing. And it's not something that I say, okay, we're going to be really self-aware this week. It's just something I point out when a client might say some phrases, like, I hear this all the time, referring to yourself in negative ways. And, like,
what's an example of that?
Yeah. So, I'm working out or whatever, or they're working out and they're saying, oh, I'm really bad at this, or, I'm fat, or what have you. Like, those labels really are just self-shaming, and they're going deep down into the heart and becoming part of people's identity.
People condition themselves.
They do, for
right?
sure, no doubt about it. And I think we've talked about that too, that conditioning process of what you say to yourself is so important. And I think that's why those affirmations have gotten so popular over the last, I don't know, 20, 40, 50 years, whatever, and it kind of comes up and down, because there is something there, but it's not all there.
Right.
Like, you can't just talk yourself to be rich. Like,
right.
I'm rich. No, you're not. You're poor right now, right?
Well, and some people, you can't just say all of a sudden, I can bench 315 pounds.
Yeah,
Well,
no.
you can't say, I've lost 40 pounds. And even in that sense, you can't necessarily walk in any situation and say, it's also about the way you say it, right? Because
Yes.
I've seen people who say, well, yeah, I use self-talk, positive self-talk. I tell myself every day, I stand in the mirror and I just say, you're going to be great today. You're going to be great today.
Yeah.
You're going to be great today.
Yeah.
But it's more like, you've got to really believe it and be certain about
that
what
conviction.
you're doing. Right.
Yeah, that conviction is huge. And that's what I try to like send home to people, because I know I'm a little more like ADHD than some people,
You
right?
are?
Yeah, what? And I know I have like a little more energy just than most people, right? But I don't think this is something that, I just wake up with every morning and have. It's something I'm cultivating. It's something I constantly work on.
You've conditioned yourself.
And I can, totally. And I can kind of bring it up whenever I need it. And because I'm convicted about what I'm saying and what I'm doing in my life.
Right.
And so somebody says, oh, I want to lose weight. I'm sorry, but 8 times out of 10, if not 9 times out of 10, they don't want to lose weight yet. They don't know what that even means.
Yes, tell me more about that. So when someone says they want to lose weight, what's the mind shift for a person that you see that says, I want to lose weight, and they really mean it, versus someone that walks in and says, I want to lose weight, but they don't do anything about it?
Right. So there's like that little voice that says, I want to lose weight, so I'm going to go see a personal trainer, and they're just going to fix me. Yeah. And I think
they put it on you.
Yeah, they put it on me, when it's really like, that's the talk. It's like, it's not on me, actually. I'm going to be your guide through this, but it's all on you. So all my clients, like one of my clients this last year lost 65 pounds in 1 year. And it's amazing, right? And people are like, oh, Zach,
awesome.
that's awesome. It wasn't really me. It was all their hard work, right?
And you help them become self-aware of what they were doing, too.
Exactly. And I think that's massively important. And really understanding that shift in your mind of what's happening there and taking full responsibility.
Yes.
And that's something I constantly hear about Navy SEALs. They're always taking full responsibility for everything they do. And I'm thinking, okay, like America's badasses are taking full responsibility.
Yes.
Okay, well, maybe like the average person should start doing that, right?
Yeah.
And you're going to see a lot more positive things in your life, no doubt.
So I just did, one of my vlogs was on that idea of taking responsibility, because a lot of times I've pushed it off on other people. Like if something doesn't go exactly as I thought it was supposed to go, it's like, well, so-and-so didn't do X or so-and-so didn't do Y.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, I give other people that control. And as soon as you start giving other people that control, you lose control, right? So now it's not on you, and you are less able in your own mind, to make something happen. So you give up that opportunity for you to make it happen yourself.
Yeah.
And the other thing I was going to say about Navy SEALs, it's interesting because I just picked up the book by Jesse Itzler.
Oh, that's the guy that had the Navy SEAL in his house? Yeah.
Living with, what is it? I'll look it up.
Yeah, we'll put it in the notes.
But it was David Goggins who lived with him. And I'm starting to read the book, and no matter where they are, they were in the middle of a snowstorm in Boston. And David Goggins was living with Jesse, and they would work out every single day, and their plane couldn't get them back to where they were supposed to go. And he said, we're running. He said, are you crazy? I just came in a t-shirt and shorts. I thought we were going to be home by now, but we have to stay overnight.
Yeah.
He made him run in like 30-degree weather in shorts and a sweat, because he was like, it doesn't matter. There are no excuses. You can't
Right.
give responsibility for not doing something
Right.
to other people. You got to just do it. There are no excuses.
Yeah.
And that's the mindset of a Navy
Right.
SEAL.
And the average
SEAL.
person would come up with a million and
Yeah,
one
absolutely.
excuses.
And make
like,
it easy on themselves.
Oh, yeah, totally. And
Easy to get out of.
yeah, and I think there's also like an extreme there too, where maybe, you know, the person that's watching this, you don't have to be as extreme as a Navy SEAL. That's not what we're saying. But we're just saying, like, take some of those tools
Yes.
and use them in your life, and get that balance more towards the side of the conviction
Yes.
and, you know, the behavioral change and
at
taking
least becoming
action.
aware that you're making excuses
Yes.
and giving responsibility to other people.
Yeah,
That's been
yeah.
the biggest thing for me, is just, I mean, I still make excuses, and I still will put
Right.
responsibility on other people, but at least I become aware of it. I'm like, oh, that's not on them.
Yeah.
Or that's a BS excuse.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
need to do this.
Right.
So speaking of pulling or extrapolating some ideas from people that you're paying attention to, who else or what other types of people are you modeling and looking at to say, okay, that's a quality that I want to take on for myself and implement in
Yeah.
your life?
Yeah.
That's been helpful.
Yeah.
Because I don't want any unhelpful advice for you.
I got a lot of that.
just helpful stuff.
Yes, like somebody that I'm like really looking out
Yeah.
towards, and like I want to kind of model what
Yes.
they're doing. Yeah.
And what is it about that person that's making you say, I need to follow him or her, or at least that aspect of what he or she's
Right,
doing?
right. Well, so I just finished a now I'm gonna forget what it is, but since we're on this Navy SEAL thing, might
Yeah,
as well keep it
that's
going.
chill, yeah.
Jocko and another Navy SEAL. He's this guy that started a podcast recently that kind of blew up a little bit with the book, and it talks about responsibility, and that's basically kind of what the book's about.
Okay.
And I would say, you know, and this guy's voice, if you like listen to the audio on this,
Yeah.
it's just crazy. Like, this guy's definitely a Navy SEAL just by his voice. It's like just so commanding.
Okay.
But anyways, I would say I'm trying to model like that mentality of the way he looks at life, where he takes total responsibility for everything he does. So we're not saying we don't make excuses. We make just as many excuses. It's just being more aware of them
Yes.
and trying to like go to that fork in the road.
Yes.
And more times than not, take the right instead of the left.
Yes.
And I think with him, he's like, it's not easy to wake up early in the morning for me at all. He sets 5 alarms to wake himself up because he knows he's not going to wake up. Now, I don't have that problem. I set 1 alarm and I'm
do.
up, right? So that's just because for whatever reason, like I'm better at that than this, but there's so many other things that JJ is 10 times better at than I am that I'm gonna have to
Stop
set
it.
5 alarms for. Yeah. So it's just being self-aware of those things that you're not very good at and being okay with that,
Yeah.
and then shifting your focus to making it better for your life. You know, hands down.
So what's the thing you're focusing on most right now that's been your biggest challenge that you're like, this is the point that I have to make a priority in my life that I need to work on for myself?
Yeah, so I was kind of raised in the old school business mentality of where you have to have like this business plan that's 100 pages long and you have to know exactly where you're going. And so with like my YouTube channel and all that stuff, I don't know exactly where it's heading. I know it's with health and fitness, and it's really frustrating not to know exactly where I'm going. But if I sat here for the next year and thought about
Yes.
how I'm going to do this business plan, that entire year would have been wasted
Yes.
with all this action that I could have taken that I didn't.
Yes.
Like this video right now, we wouldn't have taken this if we didn't say, all right,
Let's
we're
do
just going to
something.
do it.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's the same thing. So if somebody wants to lose weight or they want to get a new job or whatever, well, you got to start the mini steps to get there, right? So you have to start walking at least, or drinking more water, or start with the little things. And people get caught up in like the big thing, like, oh, I got 100 pounds to lose. And you think about that. Again, that mentality
Yeah.
of like, oh, it's so daunting.
Yes.
If you said, oh, I just have to drink 1 extra glass of water today, that's really darn easy, isn't it? And you're like, oh, well, okay. And you don't understand that those things will compound, like compound interest.
Yes.
They'll just add up over time. And all of a sudden, you're going to be a totally different person. And the domino effect is going to be in your favor. And you're just going to wake up adding more dominoes to your life, period.
Yeah. So how old are you?
26.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
I thought I knew that.
Yeah.
So Gary Vaynerchuk is someone that we both pay attention to because he does some awesome work and puts out great content and helpful content. Very successful entrepreneur. Check him out if you don't know who he is yet.
Yeah.
And I actually put on my background on my phone. I just showed this to Zach earlier this morning, that a saying Gary came out with. He was talking to a bunch of youngsters, and we all think a lot of times now that we've got to have it all right now. Like, we've got to have our success or our vision of our life right now.
Right.
and there's no really working for it. Like, it should just happen.
No.
And Gary's point was, he kept telling everyone, you are young. How old are you? Oh, you're 21. Oh, you're 24. You're 30. You're young. You are young. If you take action today and do something every single day for the next 3 years to try and accomplish your goal or achieve your dream for 3 straight years, you and I will still be young. We'll be 29 years old. If we flatline and go nowhere, we take action and go nowhere, we will still be freaking young.
Yeah.
And if you're 30 right now, if you're 33 right now, you will still be young.
Yeah, or 50 or 60.
50 or
it doesn't
60.
matter. Like, I know 60-year-olds trying to lose weight and they're like, oh, life's over. What are you talking about? No.
And in the grand scheme of things, like, we get caught up in it, but 2-3 years is, we always say life is short, but the fact of the matter is we still have time in our life potentially. And if that's going to happen, you got to recognize that putting in the grind for 2 to 3 years to possibly make nothing happen is at least worth taking the action, so that when I'm 30, I didn't say, well, gosh, I wish I would have started when I was 26.
Right.
So along those lines, Zach, have you found in your life, or that you've seen from other people, the best way to just get yourself to find something simple to take action on, and how have you done that?
Yeah, I think the best thing, you have to, like we're saying, be self-aware. Look at the goal, like the big 100-pound goal, right? You look at that and you say, okay, what's the easiest thing I can do right now? Not tomorrow, not in a couple hours, right now, to make that change. So, I mean, if you're at your workspace, what's the best thing you can do? You can go fill that water bottle up or whatever. It's got to be really small, but you got to trust the process of those small additions into your life. And I can't say that enough. Trust the process, because some people will drink a glass of water and they won't really feel better right away.
Like, I didn't lose 10 pounds.
Yeah, well, we didn't feel better the first time we shot our first video.
Yeah.
You know, like, that didn't just automatically make us necessarily feel good, but we trusted the process. And over time, like you said, if nothing happens out of any of this, you know, we're still going to be more confident with ourselves.
Yeah. We're going to develop skills.
Yeah, we're going to develop intangible skills that you just can't measure. So you just have to trust in the process, keep going, and just have fun while you're doing it.
Yeah.
Period.
Which we don't really do. We
Nah,
try to
very
stay away
little
from fun.
Yeah.
And energy.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So let's talk a little bit about your video series that you started. I don't know if you want to call it video series, but on pretty much a regular basis daily, except you were sick last week.
Yeah.
You missed one.
Kind of like a Monday through Friday thing.
Monday through Friday, you're putting up a 1-minute video on Instagram, Facebook, your YouTube channel.
Right.
That's motivational for people and hopefully inspiring them enough that they might take that action.
Right.
How did you, because that was one of the things you and I had talked about, was just putting out content and sharing information and value with people.
Yeah.
What put you over the edge to just make that happen the first time?
I think, you know what, I think there's a lot of truth in, you know, people hitting rock bottoms, and I'm not saying I hit a rock bottom recently, but I hit a point where I just looked in the mirror and I said, okay, why am I not doing this? There's absolutely no reason I'm not doing this. And I just got so fed up with the way I was acting, with my own actions, that I said right in that moment, and I made the video right in that moment. And sometimes, right in that moment, I pulled over the car and I made a video right in that moment.
Wow.
And that's the action that I'm talking about.
Wow. You hear that? Pull the car over! Take action!
Yeah, turn the video on! Yes. Yeah. So, and again, it was such a small thing.
We're gonna break my camera. By the way,
we are. Yeah. Or people are like, "Oh, turn the volume down." Dang, my Dre beats. Oh. And so it just added on. And then the next day I said, you know what? I did it once. Let me do it again. So, and I see that with people that want to lose weight, gain muscle, and all that stuff too. Some of them have been doing this for years, 20, 30, 40 years, and they still haven't figured it out. And they finally get so sick and tired of their results that they're like, I need some help. And then they come see a trainer, and then they get the help they need. But it's 20, 30 years later. Same thing with people see doctors and physical therapists sometimes. They're 40, 50, 60-year-old getting new knees, getting new hips. When, to me, that's like way too late. You know, if you're having pain and you're 20, you should probably do something about it, so you don't have to get a new knee or hip in 50 years. Why is there any difference between the physical and the mental? There shouldn't be a difference, period.
Well, they're connected.
Yeah, and if you're thinking negatively, you need to do something about it right now, period.
Yeah. So what action are you going to take? What's your next piece of action?
I'm just going to keep going with these videos, I think. And that's going to be my next piece of action, is just to keep committed to it and do it. And the new year's coming, 2017.
It's almost upon
So
us.
yeah, I'm thinking about doing something new for that. You know, kind of riding the New Year's wave.
Can you let us in on a secret? What's it gonna be?
I think I'm gonna be doing an email list, to be honest,
Awesome,
and really
okay.
kind of building that up, and not just sharing the minute motivation stuff, but really sharing a little more nutrition and
Awesome.
workout stuff for people at home that may not be comfortable coming into the gym.
Okay.
Stuff like that. I think that's where we're headed. So yeah.
People will be able to go on your website or on YouTube and find the information that you're sharing to help them with their nutrition,
right,
health, and wellness.
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, fully. I'm gonna do videos on that and everything like that. So
Okay.
I'm not gonna. You won't have an excuse. That's what I want to do with my channel. Is you'll be able to watch my channel and you won't have an excuse on why you're not reaching your goals. Period. Because if I can say that,
Yeah.
then I can look you in the eye and say, "What are you doing?" There's no excuse. You have
Right.
everything at your hands
Yes.
right now.
Yeah.
Take advantage of it.
Yes.
Period.
That's awesome. So let's wrap this up. It's about 20 minutes. We're gonna do this again sometime.
Yeah, definitely.
Unless you all email us or text us and say, guys, that was
yeah.
Chuck Talk.
Yeah, if you like
Never
this,
again.
you gotta like that video. You gotta subscribe. You gotta do it all because we may
Let us
not do
know.
it ever again if you don't do anything about
Yeah.
it.
Or we might.
Or we might.
Minus
still.
the video. We'll
Because
be
we had
yelling
so
at
much
each other
fun.
in the truck.
Yeah, yeah.
My man.
Hey,
this was awesome.
thank you very
Dude,
much.
that was a blast.
Yeah, it was awesome. Hey, guys, live life. That's the motto for me. Have a great day.
What he said. Be great.